Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9 Sierra Romeo Charlie, and welcome back to another POTA activation video. Well, today me and Archie, whose call sign has been reassigned now, he's VE-0952, Victor Echo 9 Pup. Thanks to Stuart VE3 RGO for pointing out that VE9 dog was already taken. But VE9 Pup was free. So we're gonna give him a vanity call sign of VE9 Pup. Anyway, we're going out to Nova Scotia today to do our first POTA activation in the province of Nova Scotia. So we're gonna get in the car and go. It's starting to flurry a little bit. And if you look on the weather thing right here, boonk, you'll see that there's snow coming. So let's get out there before it starts snowing. All right, everyone, so Archie's here. Victor Echo 9 PUP, signed vanity call sign. We're heading to Tidnish Provincial Park. According to the GPS, we have just under an hour of driving time to get out there, get activated. All right, so like most parks around here in Nova Scotia, this part of the world, part of the Maritimes, this park has been activated a few times, but not a high number of QSOs. I'm gonna say more than 100, but less than 150 over the last year and a half. And it seems like the same guys are activating it, VE9MY, VE10R, and maybe a couple of other once in a while guys. But we're gonna go see what we can generate today. I was listening or doing some hunting in the house before I left. Here, the bands don't seem to be in that great a shape, but we'll see what it's like once we get out there. So we got about a 53-minute drive to the park, and we're gonna head out there. We'll see everybody soon. All right, so we're on our way to the park here in Nova Scotia. We're driving through Sackville, Sackville, New Brunswick now. And Sackville, New Brunswick has a couple of POTA activation spots as well. And I just saw a sign for the Sackville Waterfowl Park. Now I'm gonna check on the map and see if that's a POTA activation spot. If not, I may call them or email them and see if we can get that added. I think that's a provincial area, so that may qualify. We'll check that when we get home, and when we're editing up this video, that will remind me to reach out. But we got 42 kilometers to go, 27 minutes of driving, and we should be there at the provincial park in Nova Scotia. And the temperature today is hovering around 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, and you can tell there's some moisture in the air. It's pretty I'm not going to say smoggy or anything. It's not that at all. It's just that there's snow in the air and moisture in the air, and it's making foggy. Foggy would be the word I would use. It's foggy. Yes, foggy here in New Brunswick. We're almost at the border of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. We're here on the Trans-Canada Highway, just about to come into Nova Scotia here. I think we exit off the highway just before we get to the actual provincial border, though, and then take Highway 16, Trans-Canada Highway 16, up to Port Elgin, which Port Elgin is where the bridge to Prince Edward Island is. We're not going anywhere near there today. We're going to save that one for a day where it's nice and clear, and then we get some good shots of the Confederation Bridge to Prince Edward Island. I'm really looking forward to the summer because we got some good POTA plans for the summer, some PEI trips, and we're thinking about doing a trip to Newfoundland and activating some parks in Newfoundland. So stay tuned, that may happen. A little bit of a de-expedition. Anyway, we're on our way. It's a beautiful day, a little foggy, but the temperature is perfect. And it's calling for snow later, but not a 50 or 60% chance of snow. We're okay, we got snow tires on the car, so as long as it's not a blizzard, we should be okay. And VE9 Pup is still here, coming along for the ride. And we're just coming up to Olac, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fort Beausejour. I do believe there's a twofer there. The federal park, the national park, and I think there's a national historic site there as well. That's what Dimitri V9AJ told me, that that park is a twofer. So one of these days we'll get out there and do that one, but that's not today. All right, we're coming through our version of Green Bay. One thing about POTA that I appreciate, or like, or whatever you want to say, it takes you to some places that you would not normally visit. Bay Verde, New Brunswick, otherwise known as Green Bay, New Brunswick, is not somewhere where the average tourist would travel to, and we're driving through it. On our way now on Route 970 now, heading towards the park, and it's just your typical back country road. It's perfect. Still lots of trees down over here from when Hurricane Fiona and some of the other windstorms came whipping through this area within the last couple of years. Still a lot of trees down. Probably gonna stay that way for a long time. But we're coming up to the border, I do believe. We're coming up to the border of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia here. Should be like right around the next bend. And just like that, now we're in Nova Scotia. Really no fanfare, no big welcome, no sign either. I didn't see. Just came in and there you go. So technically now we're in Tidnish, Nova Scotia, I do believe. Tidnish, Nova Scotia. First time in my life I've ever been here. But that's the joy of doing POTA. You get to go to some strange and wonderful places. Not strange in the way of strange. I just mean strange and off the beaten path kind of strange. Anyway, the snow is starting to fall. Flurries, nothing too crazy. Temperature is again hovering around 0 Celsius. So we'll get out here, get active for a little while, and then we'll head out and head back home before it gets too crazy. I don't know how bad the snow's going to get today. May just stay like this. I'm going to check the weather forecast before we get set up, just to be on the safe side. Because you got to err on the side of safety still. All right, so we're here at the park in Tidnish Provincial Park here in New Brunswick. Don't got very much we can do from a setup perspective. Kind of restricted here, space, but we'll make it work. And if you look that way, you can't see because the snow's coming. But we're right on the water. So it's nice and close to the water here. Okay, we're gonna get set up here and get rocking and rolling. All right, it doesn't look pretty at all, and I hope the hell it stays up. But we'll see. I got it tied off, so we'll see how it goes. It doesn't look pretty at all though. All right, here we are. Let's get everything fired up and rocking and rolling here. Let's see if we can get some noise out. It's snowing quite a bit now, but still not enough to stick on the road. QRZ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie, Park Victor Echo 0952. QRZ. All right, so we're 83 contacts in. It started off rocky because I had some power problems, which I'll explain later. But we got it up and running and we're good. So 83 contacts in. Last call on 15 meters. Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie, Park Victor Echo 0952, Nova Scotia, Canada. Last call on 15. All right, so we just went to 20 meters, 14242. We had 106 contacts on 15 meters after all of our issues with the power. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. This is Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie calling CQ Parks on the air. CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie, Park Victor Echo 0952. And I can't spot myself because I don't have internet here. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air for Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie. So I just joined in on the 14247 DXZ. I do that every day at 4 o'clock my time, 2000 UTC. Come on here. If anybody looks for POTA, there's good DX on here. I heard a VK4 on my little wire here in the park, but he took off before I could call him. So. Good. Always good DX on this net. If you're a DXer like I am, make sure you put this in your calendar. 2000 UTC, the 14247 DX set. It's really worth you checking it out. All right, so we made a contact into Switzerland on the 14247 DX set with my 50 watts out of my wire antenna, and it's almost compromised in the tree. So yeah, we're gonna be getting packed up here pretty soon. The snow hasn't stopped since we got here, and it's starting to settle on the road now, so we're gonna get packed up here. All right, we're here at Tidnish Dock here in Nova Scotia. It's been snowing all afternoon, and our POTA activation is going to be wrapping up. I'm going to be packing up here in a few. But we made 194 contacts, which is not bad. I noticed a problem with my setup here, that little metal flagpole thing. So I put an extra section of mast on today to get up 6 sections, and I don't think that was strong enough to hold the 6 section. So yeah, lesson learned, and the wind's starting to pick up, so we're going to start packing up and head out of here and get it back home before it gets too bad here. So thanks for checking out the if you worked me today, great. Thank you for working me here on 15 and 20. If you go this way, you would get to the ocean eventually. We've had some really good signal. I actually heard a VK4 check out of the 214, 247 net before I able to get a chance to call them, but I heard a VK4, so not a bad signal here right on the water, like right here. If you go that way more, you would end up in Prince Edward Island. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely come out here again in the summertime when it's nicer. Okay, we're gonna get packed up and head home. All right, so just like that, we're all packed up, ready to go home. Doesn't take long to unpack. Leave no trace, that's what they say at POTA. Well, this is gonna be my snowiest POTA activation ever. I think we had 193 QSOs or something like that, but yeah, the weather's been snowy. We gotta get our thing, gotta pull ahead, get the thing off here. See what the drive like's going home. I'm Stuart, Victor Echo 9, Sierra Romeo Charlie. You all know dog, VE-9 pup, Archie. Hey, like coming up doing POTAs with me? He's shaking. Hey, we're out of here. We're gonna drive home. And thanks for all those who like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for all those who work us on the POTA activations. Makes it all the fun. We'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, for those that stuck around, the roads are a bit more snowier than they were when we first came in. So I'm happy that we decided to pull out here when we did. So yeah, it's a little snowier now.